Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Today I'm going to talk about a career that I spent 20 exciting years of my life in, and that is international business and chartering. Now, if you are like me and love excitement, a high paced environment, if you are confident, self motivated, an excellent communicator, and can collaborate well with people, or if you have the ability to see the big picture as well as are detail oriented, if you look for continuous learning and improvement, are adaptable, ethical, can solve problems, make decisions, if you can stay calm under pressure, manage stress well, and have a commercial awareness, then I'd say this career is exactly for you. Today, our focus is on careers in shipping and logistics. So, let's go through the agenda. I will very quickly take you through an overview of shipping and logistics. We will also look at employment opportunities within shipping and logistics, what people actually do in these occupations. We will look at entry routes in terms of education, what kind of companies will employ you, a very conservative view of entry level salaries, role requirements in terms of what kind of personality you must have, the skills and knowledge you need to possess, as well as the kind of interests that you must have to excel in these careers. All right, so let's move forward. Now, you must be very interested in knowing what does a person in this career do. So let me walk you through it very briefly. Okay. Say I am a manufacturer or a trader and I sell my products in the domestic market. I will transport my goods by trucks or by rail route if I have to get it delivered to my customers, right? Or maybe my distribution centers or to the market. Now, as a manufacturer, I will need to transport my raw materials to my manufacturing units, right? So for this transport, here is where land transportation comes into the picture. If I sell my cargo in the international market, then I become a shipper. And depending on the type of product, I will have to decide whether to ship it out by air or by sea. Now, this is where shipping and logistics comes into the picture. Depending on the quantity of cargo, I will have to decide different things. One, whether I should use containers or whether I should ship it out in break bulk. I also need to decide whether I should stuff the containers at my factory and then send it to the port, or transport my cargo to the port, take it to the warehouse and then stuff the containers there. Or if I have a huge volume of cargo to ship, whether I should ship in break bulk, loose, or whether I should pack it all up. Now, once this is decided, I have to pack it in such a way that it can withstand the voyage by sea and reach my customers absolutely intact. I also need to use the port that is closest to my factory. Now, say I decide to bring the containers to my factory for stuffing. Okay, I need to contact the shipping line and they will allot containers to me depending on my requirement. I have to arrange to transport those containers to my factory by road and then arrange to have a surveyor to monitor the stuffing of the containers, then have it cleared by customs and handed back over to the shipping line. The shipping line will then arrange to load them on their mother vessel. Now, this mother vessel will sail to a transshipment point where all the containers will be loaded onto another vessel, and this will sail to the destination port. Now, at the destination port, the customer will contact the shipping line and will take delivery of the cargo. But say I decide to ship the cargo by break bulk. Then, depending on the volume of my cargo, I will first have to charter a vessel. So I will contact a vessel owner or a ship broker. He will help me find a vessel on charter. I will have to sign a charter party agreement with the ship owner, pack my cargo, send it to the port, collect it in the warehouse, and then with the help of stevedores and the shipping agents, have the cargo cleared and loaded onto the vessel, which will then sail to the destination port. Now, the customer at the destination port will arrange to clear and discharge the vessel. So you see, there are many people involved in this entire process, and you can choose to be any one of those people. Let's move forward. Let's now look at the employment opportunities within shipping and logistics. Okay, so shipping and logistics deals with transportation and the efficient administration of this entire transportation process, okay, of goods as well as people. Now, this industry is huge and there are a myriad of employment opportunities within supply chain management and transportation, custom clearance, freight forwarding for sea and air cargo, warehousing, project handling, shipbuilding and repair, port management operations, as well as marine law. So let's take a look at what are the different kind of job functions in these areas. Okay, now this is not a comprehensive list of areas, but it will give you a brief idea on the major roles. Okay, now if you choose to work with a shipping line, you must know that it requires a profound understanding of the entire shipping industry. Not only that, the needs of the different kinds of shippers. Now, there are different kinds of shipping lines, and these shipping lines operate on various routes every day. They have to meet very strict timelines and very strict schedules in order to support their customers, right? So it is the responsibility of the shipping line to ensure that all these routes function properly. Shipping lines also monitor the cargo in their custody from the time of pickup right up till the time of delivery. Now, if you join the sales function within a shipping line, you will need to set the line's fare policy, the freights, manage the sales. You will have to collaborate with shipping agents, monitor the process of the loading. You'll have to check the progress of the vessel, arrival, loading, sailing, and you will have to update every person concerned within this entire process on what is happening on a regular basis. Now, within operations, you will be responsible for commercial operations of the fleet. You will have to optimize the vessel loading. You will have to ensure that the vessel loading is optimized. Ensure that all voyages and ports uh, function very smoothly in terms of your vessel arrival, port calls. All of this has to function very, very smoothly and absolutely according to schedule. As a ship manager, you will be in charge of the ship loading, unloading plans, managing the shipping inventory, the import and export. You will have to take care of everything as far as the vessel is concerned. You will need to make sure that all port operations are carried out very smoothly, schedules are met in collaboration with the operations team as well as the agents across the entire world, because remember, they call various ports. You will have to support the owner throughout the charter of the vessel. Now, vessels can range in size and function. So, this is what you will do. Now, let's understand what cargo flow coordinators do. Cargo flow coordinators play a very important role in the entire shipping uh, operations side of shipping. You will have to consolidate, analyze, adjust the flow of full containers as well as the empty containers in order to optimize the vessel loading. A cargo manager specializes in the shipment of cargo through air or sea. Here you will work in logistics companies. You will handle clients who want to ship their cargo, take care of all the costing, the documentation, uh, following all the regulations and such functions. The next function is that of an international transportation and logistics manager. This person specializes in different modes of shipping and logistics. So, uh, depending on country to country, right? So they manage the transport of the cargo. If you're working in logistics and trade in a logistics and trade company, you will look after operations, handling of the products from different clients. You will negotiate the pricing, the documentation. You will ensure that payments are done on time, handling of the products is done properly, communication with customs, uh, and such functions, right? So this function also involves managing acquiring of resources, storage, transportation, all to the final destination. Logistics management involves looking for distributors and suppliers as well, determining their effectiveness and accessibility. They specialize in the efficient transportation of raw material from the source to the warehouse or factory. They decide what kind of transportation is to be used in order to reduce cost uh, and lower transportation time as well, right? They manage the inventory, the packaging, transportation, warehousing, and they're also in charge of the security of the products that are in their custody. Now let's look at what a maritime lawyer does. As a maritime lawyer, you will deal with maritime laws, rules and regulations of the sea, different aspects of related to the commercial side of shipping. As a maritime consultant, you will have the expertise to advise and suggest better trade routes. Uh, Maritime consultants address shipping concerns. They also help to increase business. To become a maritime consultant, you will first require several years of experience in this field. Now let's look at what a shipping agent does. A shipping agent deals with all the transactions of a ship in every port that the ship visits or every port that the ship docks. All right. So shipping agents are experts, and they act as representatives of the owner of the ship. They carry out all essential duties and obligations for the crew of the ship. Now let's look at freight forwarders or shipping broker. Okay, what does this person do? A freight forwarder or a shipping broker acts as a link between the shipper and the shipping line, or the charterer and the ship owner, depending on whether it is being shipped in containers or in break bulk. Now, he coordinates all the aspects of negotiation of freight as well as the terms of the charter party, fixing of the vessel, vessel arrival, vessel readiness for loading, uh, how much of the cargo is being loaded, if the vessel is unloading, then what is happening on the unloading, what is happening on the sailing, when is the vessel going to sail. All of these aspects are coordinated by this person. The ship broker also deals with buying and selling of ships. For this function, uh, a lot of practical exposure is required, as the marine world is a very, very dynamic world, and the shipping broker should be able to think and solve problems as and when they occur. This is a very competitive but a very, very rewarding field. Now, let's look at custom clearance and transportation. People who handle custom clearance and transportation handle uh, import as well as export consignments. Okay, and they handle consignments that are being sent out by sea as well as air. Okay, this profile requires complete knowledge of all custom regulations and procedures. Port management. What does this role involve? Port management is about overseeing and managing the port. Now, large ports deal with various activities like movement of ships, containers, cargo, loading and unloading of ships, uh, containers, customs activities, and various other types of activities within this area. Now let's look at supply chain management. If you are involved in supply chain management, it will be your role to be involved in planning, coordination, purchase, transportation, warehousing, and storage. Also, inventory management, dispatch of finished products, movement and storage of raw materials from the point of origin to the point of consumption. So now let's look at people who handle projects uh, and what is their role. Okay, so people who handle projects have an expertise in handling different types of cargo. It could be out of gauge cargo, it could be over dimensional cargo, it could be break bulk, oversized loads, heavy lift cargos. uh, they also work with shipments made up of various components. Uh, so sometimes you have these large shipments that come in, and they are shipped out in various components. Okay, and these need to be disassembled for the transportation purpose, and then again they need to be reassembled. So people who work with people who handle projects are in charge of all of these things. Now let's look at warehouse. Okay, what is warehousing about? Warehousing is about storage and packaging. It involves all the warehouse intrinsic operations such as inventory management, storage, sorting, assembling components, packaging products according to the inventory list that has been given, and forklift operations. So people who handle warehousing solutions are entrusted with the cargo. They help the shipper to unload their cargo into the warehouse at the port, and at the same time help to organize the loading operations since the time the loading starts. Okay, they are responsible for the cargo in their custody. Sometimes when the vessel brings in cargo under imports, it is discharged from the vessel and moved to the warehouse and then distributed to the customers from the warehouse. So very, very important role. The last of all is shipbuilding and repair. Shipbuilding and repair is the process of building massive ships and repairing them as well. So you can see how there are many different kinds of roles within this entire industry. Now let's look at the entry routes. So many universities and colleges offer various courses in the field of shipping and logistics. Now, often they specialize and emphasize on marine subjects, right? Their main focus is on shipping and logistics. They also teach you practical aspects of the entire profession. They offer excellent avenues for you to get exposed and placed also within the industry. And depending on the role and function, you will need to equip yourself with the relevant specializations. So, as far as this slide goes, here I am only focusing on management and administrative functions under shipping and logistics. Okay. Now, you can enter this industry with a graduation in any field. However, if you pursue an MBA in shipping and logistics, you will get better positions and better salaries at the entry level. Also, an MBA will help you to prepare for the different roles in the field of shipping and management. You will learn practical aspects. You will learn planning, efficient implementation of that plan, different ways to provide services from the point of origin to the customer's location and storage, as well as the storage of goods, right? Now, after completing your degree, you can join uh, the government, you can join a private shipping company, and you can even join various port agencies in India as well as abroad. You could also join the merchant navy, apply to bulk carrier organizations. You can apply to manufacturer exporters as well as importers. You could work with freight organizations, merchant navy, cruise ships, road transport and haulage companies, trade compliance companies, even exhibition and project forwarding companies, as well as administration and IT companies, custom compliance companies. So there are various places that you can apply to. And this now brings me to the most important part of the discussion, which most students want to know first. So the salary package in the shipping and logistics industry. Okay, so The packages offered after completion of a basic graduation course, okay, will be very basic. Like on completion of a BSc or a BBA in shipping and logistics, you can expect a starting package of 1.5 lakhs or 2.5 lakhs, right? But after an MBA, you can expect a minimum starting salary of 4.5 to 6 lakhs. And of course, as you grow in your career, you can earn, the sky is the limit. So, I have known people to be earning even uh, more than 40 lakhs an annum, right? So, the sky is the limit. All right. Now, let's look at the role requirements. What does this role require, or rather, in order to excel in this industry, what are the uh, personality traits that I need to have? What are the skills and knowledge that is required? What are the career interests I need to possess to fit into all of these roles that we discussed, right? So let's first look at the personality. I must be a very dependable, practical, and adaptable person, as this environment is a very, very dynamic environment, and I must be able to adapt and be flexible, right? I must have a deep sense of integrity. I should be able to cooperate and collaborate with different kinds of people, act independently. I should be even open to new experiences in life. Uh, Also, I need to be very, very disciplined in my actions. Not only actions and behavior, I need to be disciplined as a person, right? So, to fit into this industry, these are the personality traits that I must have. Now, in order to excel and become, say, a valuable asset to your organization, you must possess certain skills. So, let's look at what skills you must possess. You must be able to plan and prioritize. You must also have an excellent uh, command over your language. Uh, you should be good at leadership skills. You should be able to lead. A career in shipping and logistics requires excellent communication skills, because you need to deal with different kinds of people to get the job done, and active listening is a must. You must also be able to manage your time well, so time management, collaborate uh, with people. uh, your persuasion skills will need to be really good, because you will be interacting with people in different teams, and it will be your responsibility to get the job done. So you will need all these different skills. Now, along with the skills, you must also have certain abilities, right? The ability to be able to supervise and monitor, effective and efficient administration, customer service. You should be a person who would like to help people and understand their needs so that you can be really good at your job. A strong hold of written as well as spoken English, mathematics, right? So all of this will include the knowledge that you must have. Now let's take a look at what kind of career interests should a person in these careers have. Okay, so If you don't have these occupational interests, you may or may not last very long in this career. Why do I say this? Because if you are not deeply interested in these roles or in this type of job, very soon your interest will fade away. So you must be a person that is enterprising. An enterprising person is a person that has deep interest in enterprising occupations. You must be interested in taking initiative, in planning, uh, in order to, of course, reach your business goals, right? You must be interested in gathering resources, leading people, getting things done, decision making. You should also have a risk taking appetite, and you must also be very action oriented. If you have uh, these, then you may be on the right track. Now, you must also be very conventional. What do I mean by conventional? Uh, you must be interested in set procedures and repetitive routines, because a lot of times these occupations also include working with data systems and procedures, right? So you must have uh, a conventional bent of mind, or an interest, a conventional interest. You must also have a social interest. Your job requires helping people, assisting people, working with different types of people, communicating with them, understanding their needs, providing different kinds of services. So you may also at many times have to educate and advise people. And to do all of this, you must have a social interest. So if you are certain that you have these personality traits, the necessary skills and abilities, the required career interests, then proceed with this career. You can think about it and you will do well. So, to sum up, I advise all my students to primarily, just by getting information on different careers and understanding what the person does in those roles, etc., might not be able to give you an idea on whether or not you are completely suited to that occupation or not, right? So I advise all my students to primarily discover themselves first. Understand yourself, understand your personality traits, your career interests, your learning styles, skills and abilities. Understand what motivates you as a career, or what is it that you value in a career. And then, if you find that all these parameters, okay, uh, match the role requirements, then definitely plunge into the career. Having said that, shipping and logistics offers various exciting and lucrative careers. And if you match the requirement and find that you are best suited for these careers, then I can tell you, you will find great fulfillment and satisfaction in these careers. With this, I end my slide, my presentation. Thank you very much for listening to me so intently. And please feel free to reach out to me if you have any queries regarding career choices. I would be very happy to help. My number is here on the slide. My email address is also available. And you can also reach out to us on our website. So, thank you very much once again.